Welcome to another episode of Cinematic Anarchy. I have nothing else to say, damn it. Okay. Anyway,
And that's it.
podcast
Welcome
over.
to the shit show.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Drink some water, you thirsty bitches. Bye.
Damn it, over already. Well, there was really nothing to say about this movie, so we're done. Yeah. Anyway, normally I prepare a little something, some weird little thing that I just let tumble out of my mouth at the beginning of the podcast. But this time I had nothing because it has been a shitstorm of a week. So here I am after having watched this movie 3 separate times.
Wow.
We are going to be
ambitious.
This is a deviation from our plan because we realized we had this in the list before we started adding a whole bunch of other sword and sorcery type movies. We decided we're going to try to actually steer away from that and stay on the whole barbarian thing. But we wanted to keep this in the list, and now that we've watched it, I don't know why. But
I think this was a good all fantasy. Like, it was a good...
Yeah.
We've done all adventure because we did Ulysses. And then this was our first, like, all fantasy. And then we'll get into fantasy adventure. So this was a good, like, example of the opposite side of the spectrum where no one in this movie could have rocked a loincloth in any way, shape, or form. But there was magic and dragons and shit.
Well, there was a point where he technically should have worn a loincloth, but we'll get to that. The movie that we're talking about is 1981's Dragonslayer, starring Peter McNicol, Caitlin Clarke, and Ralph Richardson, amongst others. And I don't know if you noticed, partway through the movie, there is one nice little cameo from a soon-to-be emperor in the movie.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Ian
McDiarmid.
Yeah. Who dies immediately.
Justifiably.
Yeah.
But somehow he may return.
Yelling Satan in the face of the dragon.
Yeah, somehow he will return.
Somehow. I watched this movie 3 times, twice on my own, and once more through because I missed something, which you brought to my attention. And I'm not happy that I went back because there was a little bit more Peter McNicol dingle than I really wanted to see there.
It really was. This is a Disney movie. This feels like the time that I got the Blue Lagoon at Walmart because it was in like the $5 bin. And I was like, guys, this is going to be fun. We'll watch it. I remember watching this as a kid. And then I sat in horror at the whole movie. It's such a fucked up movie. And there's so much nudity.
It was brought up to me by a friend of mine that this is proof positive. That one scene, though, that I missed twice. That Galen is at least mildly bisexual. Because he thought that he was swimming full naked towards another man at crotch level. Eyes wide open.
Eyes wide open.
Yeah.
You know, and once he got close enough and is startled by the fact that it is indeed a woman, not a man before him, that is the first, oh, shit, damn, okay. Not what I expected. And she
He
swims
was
off.
expecting to be looking at something that he wanted to look at.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair. I
So
just
at
like
the
that.
very least, mild
He's curious.
bisexual curiosity.
I like that his name gets shouted by every single character at some point, but because it's Galen and it's really hard to shout that, it just sounds like so even everyone, even the wizard guy at one point is like in the dragon's talons and he has to like tip his head back because he's like, fucking do it, and he has to go Galen, but he doesn't say Galen, he just goes girl. I was like, okay, we could have given him... This is why in fantasy you get, like, complicated names, because if you have to shout them, at least they sound like something. And not this guy who everyone just sounded like they were wordlessly shouting at him the whole time.
Is it possible that Galen is just a difficult name for somebody with a thick English or Scottish accent to rattle off while yelling?
Yeah, it could be. So then you choose a different name.
Because the L kind of falls out of there, and then it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It happened the whole movie. It's like, oh, there they go again.
So this is a bit darker than I expected from what is essentially a Disney movie, though technically is a collaboration between Paramount and Disney.
Yeah. This reminded me of The Flash in that at no point did I know what was happening, but I also wasn't having a good time. At least in The Flash, I was like, "Ooh, this is fun. I don't know what's happening, but everyone's wearing very bright colors, and
The
there's men
Flash
with
or
wings."
Flash Gordon?
Flash Gordon, sorry.
Okay.
Whatever.
I mean, probably
There
the
were
same.
no
The
really
other-
bright colors in this movie.
No, the other man in red spandex who runs around. That guy. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. Okay. I'll let you talk, Chris, because I was mystified by this movie on the whole.
I did call right at the beginning when the wizard guy gets stabbed.
I'm
They're
not worried
walking.
about the road.
They're walking, and I was like, what do you want to bet? That he got himself stabbed so that he didn't have to take the trip. And then whenever they got there, they just bring him back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And
a
then
fairly predictable
does-
plot point, yes.
That's
And
the...
Galen eventually is like, that's it. He saved himself the trip. His feet. He didn't want to walk.
So this is essentially Lord of the Rings, except the main character doesn't want to walk.
Yeah, I mean, this is how I plan on doing every other road trip from here on out. The rest, I just kill me at the
turn me
beginning
into a pile of ashes
and
and then
bring me
throw
back
me
to
into
life
burning water at
when
the
we
other
get.
end.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like dehydrate me, then rehydrate me at the
And
other
then
end.
then use me to explode the bad guy.
Yeah, and that's a downside of.
You're assuming
mode
every
of
trip that you
transportation.
you're assuming that every trip that you have from here on out has a bad guy at the end to blow up.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, why go?
Always
you just
be
stay in your
prepared for it.
castle. And the best part is he kills himself so that he won't have to walk. But the guy that he gets to carry him is like the oldest man who's ever olded in the history of old people.
Mm-hmm.
It's Engiwook from The Neverending Story.
Right,
Surprise!
right.
Yeah.
I thought I knew the face from somewhere, like the voice and everything. Just sounded
Yeah.
really familiar.
It is my scientific specialty. That was him. I was like, oh, it's Engiwook. As soon as he talked, I knew that.
I didn't recognize a lot of people in this film, to be entirely honest with you. Outside
I don't
of
think they wanted to be recognized. Apparently, Peter does not put this on his, he doesn't claim this movie in any way.
He's embarrassed by this movie.
well, he was young, naive, and yeah, that's about it. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave. Young, naive.
Young, yeah. The dragon was cool,
I thought
though.
he did all right.
The dragon was cool.
Bit of a short king in this movie. Just
Yeah. Yeah. The dragon was cool. This was a good argument for how practical effects hold up a lot better than CGI generally does.
Mm-hmm.
I believe was it Neil Gaiman had said that this is probably one of the best dragons ever put on screen.
Was it George Martin? A couple of people did. I think somebody quoted Guillermo del Toro as being like Vernithrax or Varnithrax, whatever his name is.
Vermithrax pejorative.
Yeah, Vermithrax
Vermithrax
pejorative is the best dragon ever.
Everybody
put on
that
screen.
had to say that name in this film could actually say that, but Galen they had trouble with.
Yeah. I could not remember the thing's name.
You put your effort into the important characters.
Varnithrax. And then they kill its babies.
Important characters. Which one is that?
And it had
Vermithrax.
It had that scene where it was like trying to wake its babies up.
that
that
was
was so
sad.
sad. I was like, I'm on the side of the dragon now. I want you to fucking kill all these people.
Well, even Ulrich was saying that technically the dragon is not necessarily evil, but at this age it is decaying, decrepit, in constant pain, so it is basically in anguish on a continual basis.
I get it.
Which would make anybody grumpy, angry. Just feed me so I don't have to leave my nest.
Welcome to your 40s.
And he doesn't even have ibuprofen. My God. That'd be terrible.
Well, that's why you had to sacrifice 2 virgins a year, so he didn't have to leave his nest. He could just be sort of a hermit.
Yeah,
take care of the kids.
fair.
Or
That was
she,
probably-
I guess.
That was probably my favorite scene is when the princess puts her name, the only chits in the thing are her. And she's like, hi, I have righted her wrong. And then he frees her and she's like, yeet. And she runs into the dragon's lair. And I was like,
and immediately dies.
I was like, oh, he's going to go save her. And then we got in there and the dragon is eating her leg. And then it like rips her foot off and is running around with her foot in its mouth. I was like, what the fuck?
He barely even says like, "Oh, that sucks."
I know, and he's like, "No, well."
There are too many lead characters that somehow just casually wandered into this thing's lair and then did not get eaten.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know, and then she dies immediately. Everyone else goes in and out with impunity, but she
Like,
walked in and they were like, "Out, you're out.
no
I kill
baby
you
death.
now."
Nope. Well, it's got to be virgin. That's all it's got to be.
I
Which
know.
actually doesn't explain how Valerian got in and out of there with all the scales.
Well, it does if it's after the scene where they're making out on the rocks.
Do you think that he took
Yeah.
care of that for her, and then they're just, no, that's not fresh meat. No.
I mean, that's just
I mean, she
that's just
basically said
practical.
it. I'm eligible because I'm a virgin.
And he's
And
like,
then-
he comes up behind her and starts rubbing her shoulders, like
They get physical, and
Just
then she
waiting for
doesn't have
that,
any problem in the.
we can handle
Dragonslayer.
that. We can
My
handle
th-
that.
I have a theory about the virgin twice a year,
Okay.
which is the mom dragon just wants to sleep. And as long as a virgin is provided to her children, then the children don't get hungry and they don't wake her up. And so she just stays asleep. And that's why she's not attacking the town, is because her kids aren't saying, "Mom, make me some dinner." And she just gets to sleep for 6 months.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I get it. I would also like if people just brought delivery to my door so that I didn't have to feed my children.
I can just stay in bed. Food gets delivered directly to the kids.
Right.
Kids never bug me.
Does it have to be a virgin, or is that the church? Is that like them puritanizing
Probably.
the whole?
Medieval
She's like, I don't
virgin
give a shit.
DoorDash.
Oh, it reminds me of the scene from What We Do in the Shadows when he's like, no, it doesn't have to be virgin blood, but if you're going to eat a sandwich, you just want to make sure nobody's fucked it first.
I mean, that's fair. I don't want anybody's dick in my sandwich before I eat it.
It's like my favorite line. So that's probably her feeling. She's like, well, this way I know they're fresh. So that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, why do I have so little to say about this movie?
Because nothing happens, Chris. Nothing happens. Okay, we open and they're like, this is a wizard. He lives in a castle. He has a young boy who lives with him. Doot, doot, doot. And then people show up and they're like, we would like to hire you. And he's like, I'm not hireable. And they're like, it's a dragon. And he's like, cool, let's do this. And then a third guy shows up and he's like, I can't let you do that. You got to prove you're a wizard.
This third guy is the sole source of conflict in the movie.
I know. Well, he's like, I
Tyrion.
can't let you go.
Yeah.
I have to make sure you're a real wizard. And the wizard guy's like, cool, stab me in the chest, and hands him a dagger. And the guy's like, I don't want, okay. And he stabs him, and then the wizard dies. And they're all like,
and then they burn him.
they're all like, well, okay, I guess he wasn't a wizard. And then they burn him. And then they're like, well, okay, wizard boy, I guess you don't have anything else to do. So you want to come with us? And Engiwook is like, yeah, I'll go too. Because like, what am I going to do? Stay here in this castle with all my stuff where it's warm and safe and I have food and shit. And so they walk off with them, where within 15 minutes, the most female who's ever dressed like a male but still looks like a female ever. Oh no, we find out she's a girl, and everyone is like, yeah, we already knew that. Galen's like, I already knew you were a girl. Well, then why would you get in the water with her? But whatever. And
Why would you have been so surprised?
right. If you already knew. He's like,
Maybe
oh,
he
I
was-
already knew
I
that.
already
It's
knew.
fine. It's fine.
Well,
And then he, for some reason, realizes that when he wears the necklace from the wizard guy, he can do magic.
Well, he waited a bit to even leave because he,
Oh, he had to
Couldn't
burn
do
the wizard
anything.
and shit. Yeah.
but then he found the necklace hidden in something hanging from the ceiling.
No, he tells him to go back and get the necklace. He's like, get
Wait,
the
but it's-
dagger and
it's
the
hidden
necklace.
inside of a globe.
Oh, God. I'd already forgotten because my mind was
And it
like,
was
this
like
doesn't matter.
amongst a bunch of other globes hanging from the ceiling.
He's
and
like,
then this
"Haha."
one was glowing. And he's
Oh,
like,
no.
a
No, that-
necklace.
what happened was
An
it
amulet.
was in he had the necklace and he put it
Mhm.
in like this little steel box, and then it found its way outside of the steel box, and he took it, put it back in, put a rock on top of it. And then as he's
Oh, okay.
walking away, then he finds it in the globe as it glows again. He realizes what it's got to be.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he
doesn't fully
decides
realize,
to
actually.
join up with everybody.
Right. Right.
Like,
and
now
then
I am the
Engiwook-
wizard.
And then Engiwook dies like immediately. He gets shot, but with an arrow from the
R.I.P..
only guy who's the guy whose only purpose is to randomly kill people throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, throw it in
Kills
the
more
burning
people than the
water.
dragon.
Yeah, he does kill more people than
Yeah.
the dragon. Yes. And then they finally get to the village of like 10 people. So how is this village sustaining the dragon? I don't know. And there's a king for some reason. And the king is like, haha, I have a lottery, which is definitely not the Hunger Games. And I'm going to draw your name. And then you have to go die. And then we watch a lady die just to prove the situation is serious. And then we watch Emperor Palpatine die to prove the situation is serious. And then people are just either going to the cave or coming back from the cave or exploring the cave for like 4 hours. That's how long that whole part felt.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think
eventually
this broke more than an hour. Okay,
was
sorry,
an
it's
hour
an
and
hour
49
and
minutes.
40 minutes. I know, because Matt kept going, how much is left?
I was falling asleep.
How much is left? That's how we forgot we finished watching this movie.
So
It
we
is so
both made a mental note. Okay, we have 40 minutes left in this movie.
I know.
But then apparently we toughed it out and finished it. Because then we went back this morning to finish watching it. And we're like, wait, hold on, skip forward. Wait, we
we've
already got to this part.
seen
Skip forward.
I know.
And we got to the end. Oh, yeah, we already
Then
saw
he's like,
this.
I'm going to defeat the dragon because I haven't been back to the cave in like 15 minutes of movie time. So I have to make my trek back to the cave and then back again. So this time I'm going to take something. So they go to the blacksmith, who for some reason the girl is now living with as a girl. And he's like, I need to kill the dragon. And he's like, I got you, fam. And they
That's
go to
her,
a
father.
waterfall.
He's like, oh, yeah, once
It's
upon
not her
a time.
father.
It's her uncle.
Oh, yeah.
It's her uncle. Okay. Yeah, they
It's-
go to a
notes here
waterfall.
is Valerian's father.
Oh.
At first, it was father.
See, even
When
IMDb
they
doesn't
first
know.
got back, she said she called him
wonder if,
father.
As
But then
part of the
later,
disguise,
he said,
I wish I had been that smart about my own daughter.
yeah, your father was smarter than me.
So I don't know if it's like I've claimed you or even the movie doesn't know. I don't know, because this man hid a spear with an iron spear with a wooden shaft in a waterfall.
Getting actively poured on.
So he has to pull it out of the waterfall and he's like, I have forged this. So somehow
just on a whim, I forged a spear to slay a dragon.
So somehow
FYI.
he's capable of making metal that can slay the dragon, but he was like, this is too powerful. But instead of destroying it, he stuck it in a waterfall in a cage.
Well, because the other guy would come kill him if he thought that.
Oh, God. I don't
The
know. And
blacksmith
since
was
there's
trying
only 8
to
people in
slay
the
the dragon.
village, the news would travel fast. So it's fucking fine. And then Galen's like, I have to make it better. And so he like lights it up with his magic powers. And then he's like, I'm going to go defeat the dragon. And then he goes and he just stabs. He's like, yoinks the dragon. And the staff breaks, of course, because it's been in a waterfall. And then he has to run back to the village again. And then they're like, I
with
think you.
the broken stick.
Oh, and then he collapses the mountain on the dragon. And they're like, yeah, you killed the dragon. He's like, hell yeah, I killed the dragon. And then they have a whole big celebration. And then the one guy shows up to be like, but you didn't really kill the dragon. And he's like, I kind of think I did. And then like there's a huge earthquake. It's so much and yet nothing at all. The most interesting part is after he brings the wizard back and the wizard's like, I got this. And he just goes stands at the top of a mountain and is like, eat me. Eat me.
He doesn't even explain. He's just like,
He's like,
you'll know what to do.
you'll know what to do,
when
and
it's
hands him the
time.
necklace. And so the dragon grabs him and he's like, no. And Galen smashes the necklace and the wizard fucking explodes like a bomb and destroys the dragon.
Does he pop back into reality?
No.
Back at his castle?
I don't know.
Because
We
he's a
wouldn't know.
necromancer. That's what they say.
I
'Cause
don't-
This guy's a necromancer. So
can
I'm
he
just
be
imagining this
rehydrated
guy.
elsewhere?
I don't know. Then the dragon falls, and for some reason, it's just all internal organs. Like, I want to know if they went to a slaughterhouse and they were like, can we have all your livers, all of your intestine, like any internal organs you're getting ready to throw out, we'll take. And they just draped them over the edge of the dragon because that's what it
carcass.
looks like. And then the king shows up and like, doink, sticks it with his sword, and they're all like, the king slayed the dragon. And Galen's like, well, fuck this place, and leaves. And that's the end of the movie.
I believe that he did come back. Ulrich did come back at the end of the movie. That's the horse that they ride off on.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
I'm gonna go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I wish we had a horse.
And then
Ulrich
immediately
needs a
the
way to
horse
get his
appears out of
mind back
nowhere.
to his castle.
Yeah, he's like, now I can walk back home. Now I'm a horse. God, it's hard to talk about this movie because, like, I mean, that was literally the whole plot. I mean, other stuff happened, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I can see why this didn't make a lot of money. I'm also a little disappointed in myself that I didn't force us to watch a second movie because we're 20 minutes in and it pretty much laid out the entire film.
I know.
Which
The
is a
most
lot
interesting
faster
thing
than
about
watching
movie-
this 3 times.
It was so long.
The most interesting thing about this movie was how they shot the dragon.
Yeah, the dragon was cool.
It was semi-robotic, and so they would actually have the computer robotically move the robot, and then they'd film it while it was moving. So then you didn't have the weird like jerkiness. I guess
From stop motion.
from
It was
stop
called
motion.
go motion.
Stop motion doesn't have any motion blur like between frames.
Right. So that blur effect that they had perfected for this particular movie was originally what they were going to go with for, I think they said, the second Terminator movie or something to that nature before they went
Interesting.
the other way, like to animate that movie before they went the other way and used the CGI that they did.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was the original Terminator movie, not the secondary one.
I want this whole movie from the point of view of the dragon. Because the dragon's just minding its own business, and then every 15 minutes, somebody shows up in the cave.
I don't want this whole movie from the point of view of the dragon necessarily. I would like to see this entire movie from Valerian's point of view rather than the failed sorcerer's point of view.
Yeah.
Because I think that her backstory was far more interesting than whatever that was going on with Galen.
Yeah, and she's such a... Because she shows up, and she's this... I was like, okay, this is going to be an interesting character. It's clearly a female actor playing a male, and she's shown up with this group of people, and they've come to hire this wizard. This is going to be cool. We're in like a crawl situation where we're going to go on a cool journey with some people that can use magic and shit.
But we don't even get flying horses.
No, there's no fire steeds. Sorry. And then she's nothing. Like immediately they're like, she's a girl. And she's like, well, there goes my agency. Never mind. And she literally makes no decisions.
No, she makes a shield that actually resists the fire. Dragon's fire.
Yeah. She goes out with a basket and collects scales because this thing sheds like a shit ton of scales.
Which, I mean, if she was the niece of a blacksmith, I understand she might have picked up some of what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but then immediately she's like, well, guys, I'm actually a girl. And they're all like, we knew that. And then she starts dressing like a woman immediately. Even when the dragon comes back, she's like, well, I guess I'm part of the lot now. I guess I might die. Oh, well.
Or that whole scene where she's basically, I know you're in love. He goes, yes, I am in love. And she goes on. He lets her basically tell him, I think you're in love with the princess. You're a beautiful princess, blah, blah, blah. Which I don't understand because there was very little contact between the princess outside of her, getting him out of jail. Like, I let you know that your father's an asshole and hasn't put you in this lottery at all, nor has he put anybody of any wealth in that lottery. So she lets him free despite her father, and apparently Valerian thinks that there's some kind of bond between them now.
Yeah. Even though as soon as he sees her dead, he's like, well, okay. I'm not sure anyone actually had emotions at any point in this movie. I think like when he sees her naked, when we all see her naked, really.
That wasn't her, by the way. That was a body double.
That was a body, yeah. But he's like, and then you're like, that fulfilled his acting quota for the whole rest of the movie. He was like, sorry, but I've only got bland left. I have no other setting now. I mean, this tiny dragon creature is running around with the person who freed you from prison's foot in its mouth. And he's like, Oh no, that's gonna get on everything. That's
I
just
mean,
terrible.
that is honestly what my reaction would have been, though. Like, I saved you, and then she goes and throws herself into the dragon's cave, and I would have just been like, well, all right, that was not what you wanted, but whatever.
We all make our choices. And then he graphically murders the baby dragons, like chops their heads into pieces with his magic spear.
He murders 2 with the spear, puts the spear down, gets tackled by a third, and then somehow beats this one to death with a torch?
Yes, with a torch. But it's clearly
So-
like a costume head, so it's just squishing when he hits it with the torch. And so
You're imagining the scene where he's like hitting this thing and it's just squeaking like a dog toy every time he smacks the fucking thing. Yeah,
Could you redo this movie with a different Foley artist and do ridiculous sound effects for everything?
I think
and
it
make it a
needs to
comedy.
happen. I think it
Make
needs
it a
to
comedy?
happen.
Yeah. It needs like the Knight's Tale treatment where you do it again, but with like popular songs from the era playing over the background.
Yeah.
And then a really creative Foley artist who just does the most, the dumbest. Because this movie was just bland. Like everything was one note. Every acting moment was one note. Every musical score moment was, even when the dragon's flying at you, it's like, what score was happening? I don't even remember.
The most emotion you get in the entire movie is literally from Hodge.
Yeah. I mean, where were they going with this? What were they hoping to achieve? Like, what had they done that they were like, this is the move.
A tax
This
write-off?
is the move. A tax write-off.
That's probably what they were looking to achieve
That's
here.
what it feels like. Because I feel like usually movies have movies that lead into them. You're like, okay, this one is like this. Okay, here's the next logical step. Okay, let's do Crawl. Crawl's
It's like-
older than this, or newer than this, isn't it? Isn't Crawl 83?
I believe, yeah, Krull's Krull, sorry, is a Kull, sorry?
Krull.
Krull. Kull's the other thing. Kull the Conqueror, then
Krull's
Krull.
83. Yeah.
Krull's
Krull's
83. Yeah.
I thought so. So 2 years later, they do Krull, which is like space sword and sorcery. And I kind of want to do Krull now because it's this movie, but a better movie.
Or you can go for the absolutely ridiculous version of Space Sword and Sorcery and just watch Ice Pirates.
Yeah, you can do that. But
Which
does
is-
anybody go in the middle of the movie?
Everybody that watched that film.
There's young Liam Neeson. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's
and
young
another
Liam
guy.
Neeson. That's as far as we go with that.
We just watched
We're just
Naked
watching
Gun.
that for Liam Neeson.
We just watched Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun.
That was actually
both
pretty good.
cracking
I
up.
It was
expected
the whole
so
movie, yeah.
funny. It was so Matt was laughing so hard. I liked all the original Leslie Nielsen comedies, so I was in it.
I am fully expecting, I am fully hoping that Liam Neeson's the tail end of his career is just a whole series of just reboots of those films. Not those films
Yeah,
specifically,
Please,
but
just letting him be the straight man. I mean, that's what he is in the A-Team when he's Hannibal in the A-Team, and he did such a good job.
Leslie
And
Nielsen.
Liam Neeson.
No, not Leslie Nielsen was the guy that originally did the films. Am I not? Is that
Yeah,
what the guy's name?
the Naked Gun films.
But I
Yeah,
want-
Leslie Nielsen's the original guy. Liam.
What I'm
Neeson.
saying is, I want to see him do reboots of old Leslie Nielsen movies. So
Yeah, because he's such a good straight guy.
Well, yeah,
like he's such a good to deliver the stupid lines with just the deadpan expression.
Yeah.
we get a new Mr. Magoo movie. You know,
Another Airplane. I'm here for all
Right.
of it. Don't Call Me Shirley. Oh my god, I would watch the shit out of that. It was so good. It was so dumb. You know what? We get a lot of serious movies. You get a lot of movies like, say, Dragonslayer, where they think they're very serious, or now we get a lot of movies that are very cinematic.
I feel like the direction of this movie was simply the guy got on set. He's like, okay, you've been through the script. I've watched you guys, go at this with some real strong emotion. Now, what I want you to do is deliver this as if you were bored to be here. Absolutely bored that you're even here.
Yes.
You know,
They
Go.
put away the craft services table. They refused to feed anybody. Everyone was tired,
no,
a
they
little bit
fed.
hungry.
I'll guarantee you they fed people, but it was the cooked entrails because they couldn't afford anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, they made
They filmed that
haggis.
first.
Wasn't this filmed on location in Scotland?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, there's plenty of dishes they could have made with that shit. I just want to know who was like, here's how we're going to do the dead dragon, guys. Are you ready? Organs. Organs everywhere.
Real organs.
Real organs. We're just going to drape that shit. Everyone's going to know it's a dead thing. Matt starts going, meat. Did you ever watch the dragon heart
The
movie?
dragon heart where he sticks in the lake.
Right.
And
He
then
falls in the lake
all
and they're
the
like,
townspeople are like,
meat, meat.
meat.
Just a local
what I thought when I
grocer
saw
had
the
some
dragon
spoiled
carcass.
haggis and said, here you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, have at it. Throw it in
Yep.
the dragon man, whatever.
It's all just
Poor
sheep's stomach
Varnithrax.
everywhere.
Varnithrax? Vernithrax?
Vermithrax.
God.
Vermithrax pejorative.
It's because everybody seems to think that dragon names end in an X sound because there's Varmithrax, this one, Vermithrax,
Verma.
and then
Verma.
in, was it Skyrim, there's Parthenax, and then in the Aragon series, there's Galbatorix. No, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a human.
I think it's interesting if you go into IMDb, like a vast majority of the photos or the stills from this are all in black and white. And I thought to myself, like, really, if they just took the color completely out of this film, it might have been more interesting as a black and white film.
Yeah, just as for visually interesting. I at no point knew where anybody was. I didn't know where the dragon's lair was in relation to the town. I didn't know how far the town was away from the wizard's house. There was no sense of place or distance at any point in this movie. People would be hanging out in town, and then all of a sudden, they're just on like a sheer rock wall hanging out.
Why not?
All I know is that the dragon was more than 2 leagues away. Because they did say, how far are you going to get? 1 or 2 leagues? And that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
The wizard's house was 100 leagues away.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
don't
what the
know.
guy complained about at the beginning.
I don't
How far
know.
is a league?
About 3 miles.
3 miles? Okay.
So it's 300 miles away?
No wonder Ulrich didn't want to walk
He
it.
was like, I ain't walking that shit.
Yes.
Kill me now, bitches. Just kill me now.
So
Carry my ashes.
I guess he accused him of only being able to walk about 6 miles before he collapses.
He was old.
So in general,
I
the
don't
dragon was
know.
300 miles away from where the wizard was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I would just be like, you know what, just kill me. If I knew how
Yeah.
to get somebody to... It's like, if I
Yeah,
had
never
that
mind. I'm not
magic-
walking that shit. No. And they're there in like a week. It does not take them long to travel. They're like,
No.
and then now we're back. It's fine.
Magic.
300 miles should take a little bit longer.
If you're on foot, yeah.
I'm glad we didn't go like Lord of the Rings level, like epic 3-hour movie here. Because just 3 or 4 more half-hour segments of walking.
Yeah, it felt like 3 hours though. Like it did ever. I'd be like, okay, time has passed. And then I'd pause it and a minute had gone by in the movie. And I was like, no, how? It's not, no. But they've already been to the dragon's lair and back 4 times. I don't understand. So,
Oh, wait,
It
that
was-
does mean, I mean, if that dragon's lair was like 300 leagues or whatever, or 300 miles away, that's a
I know, it
lot of
wasn't
fucking walking to go back
It
and
wasn't
forth.
100 leagues away from the king and his town. They just traveled 100 leagues to find the wizard
yeah.
to potentially kill the dragon.
Where did they
Which
start
means they
from?
could have just left and start. Like the dragon is there. He's trying to kill all of you. Why don't you just go?
Grab the like 20 people in your whole
There's
town.
only 10 of you.
And just-
Pack your shit. Go 100 leagues that way. And then if the dragon follows you, you can be like, oh, wizard, the dragon followed us. Weirdest
Now
thing.
it's your problem because it's here.
I know. Like, they're all like, we're here and we live here. But the dragon was there when they got there, right? The dragon didn't come. They set up a town near the dragon and they were like, oh no, what can we do with this totally avoidable disaster?
Fair enough.
And then they're like, oh, but magic is dying out of the world. That's another part of the plot line is like, this is the last wizard. This is like the last dragon. And when they die, all of that stuff will be gone.
Magic is fading. Hopefully soon the dragon will too, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think probably one of the best scenes in the movie as far as I'm concerned was the very beginning where Galen has to introduce Ulrich just grab a handful of sulfur, and he walks into the room, and he drums on a drum that doesn't drum. And uses the sheet of metal to sort of make a little, I guess, thunder, or, and then throws sulfur on the ground and poof.
He's doing his best.
Yeah. I mean, that's his whole job. We don't know why he's with the wizard. We don't know what his purpose is. We don't know if he's some sort of wizard in training.
He wants to be a sorcerer.
It's just the most anticlimactic, I guess, introduction to a character that I've ever seen. For somebody who, honestly, I mean, for all intents and purposes, Ulrich was a mildly entertaining character to watch for what little he was on the film.
Yeah.
Or what little he was in the film.
Maybe that's why they killed him off. They were like, guys, this is an insurance write-off. We can't have you actually acting. Kill that man and bring him back at the end.
You're not bored enough. We have to kill you early.
I know. I'm sorry, but you're using emotion, and we don't like that here. And so they killed him. And then when they brought him back, he did the only cool thing that anyone did in the whole movie. He, made an eclipse. And he, called a bunch of clouds for some reason. And then the dragon was like, well, I don't know what all that was about, but I'm just going to grab you.
He's just getting the dragon's attention,
I guess. So he grabs him and he's flying off. And somehow as he's flying away, a far distance, he turns and he's like, "Grrr!" Because he can't say Galen, obviously. So he has to shout "Grrr!" at the guy. And he's like, well, okay, I'm going to smash. He's telling me to smash it. And then he goes to smash it and it starts glowing even brighter. And he picks it up like, oh, okay.
And he doesn't even.
It got prettier. It got prettier. And they're like, no, smash it. And he's like, okay. So he puts it down and he smashes it.
But
the best part of the whole movie was when the wizard exploded. I died. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Is he an explosive device? I don't understand. I don't understand. And then the dragon is like, well, that's it for me. And he falls and dies, falls into the middle of this lake.
And then explodes.
Yeah.
When he hits the water.
Oh my God. All of his organs shoot out of everywhere in his entire body.
I think there were a couple of entertaining moments throughout the film. I mean, I will admit there are some things in there that are like, if you just had more stuff like this, like the king trying to turn lead into gold with the stack of lead Jenga, basically.
Yeah.
It's all stacked like
amulet,
Jenga blocks.
Yeah. There were parts where you were like, you knew what to do, and then you chose not to do it.
So I think he mistook the wizard for an alchemist of some sort.
Well, don't they mention making gold? And I think the guy's Ulrich is like, I can't do that. If I could, then we'd have more money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the king is an idiot, so he doesn't know.
I know. Yeah. The king is, I don't know. What's his name? Something.
Oh, geez. That was a name.
Something Rex.
Cassidorius Rex.
Cassidorius Rex. Imagine if that was the name of Peter's character, and everybody had to yell that all the time. Cassidorius.
Oh, I'd just be.
It would have made more sense.
I think that yells better than Galen.
That's true.
Before you actually pointed out the full nude scene that happens within a 5-second span of this film, I actually thought when he caught up to Hodge just after he got shot, I thought it was just him running from the lake to Hodge. And his hair was wet because he was so out of shape that he just sweat that curly fro of his down. I just thought it was sweat pouring off him. I didn't realize he had gone for a swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they cut that out of the version you watched, or did you just miss it?
It is literally, it's because it's so short that
And your brain is already like, leave. Don't watch the rest. Go seek actual entertainment.
I watched it twice before that, so I don't understand how I did not see that part. Because it's a very short scene. It lasts, I think, 5 to 10 seconds from beginning to end at best. So if you look away, it's done.
Yeah. That can be said about most of the scenes in this movie. It was very choppy. I think the longest scene is when the mountain is collapsing.
Probably. Oh, no, the longest scene was the initial virgin that got killed.
Oh, yeah.
Her struggling with those handcuffs forever.
I want her to be the main character. She did more acting than literally anyone else in the rest of the movie.
That's why they removed her character.
I know. They were like, sorry, bitch, you got to burn
Too much
now.
acting.
Too much acting.
You're selling it too hard.
It's like in... God, God, what's that movie? Team America World Police. She tried acting. Not acting. My parents were killed by an actor.
I wouldn't rank this amongst the worst movies that we've watched.
It was just, it just was nothing. Like, it wasn't even
there was barely
entertaining enough
any
for
like
me
narrative.
to
It
rank.
was so straightforward. Of you go there, you get a weapon, you try to kill it. They needed like a side quest, like a puzzle they have to solve to get the tool to kill the dragon.
No, everybody knows where the dragon lives. Everybody knows roughly how to kill it. They're just all like, it's going to die anyway. It's old.
There was a little too little fantasy to the fantasy movie, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It was like it was trying to be fantasy, but like fantasy light. Like, we're going to have a dragon. We're kind of going to have a wizard, but we don't want to do a whole lot of special effects. So, like...
Hear me out. Rather than teaming up with Paramount, they should have teamed up with Jim Henson.
Ooh, yeah.
I think that maybe
cool
Muppets make every movie better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying this could have done with more creatures, a little bit more magic. And
a story. It could have told a story. It doesn't tell a story.
Even a world where magic is slowly fading away. You know, you could have done more with it. But
yeah.
This is more of an anecdote.
Is it an anecdote?
They leaned on the faded part, not the magic part.
I tried to kill a dragon, but then a guy just blew up.
Yeah. But then my boss came back and he totally just blew it up and then
took all the credit.
And then the king showed up and he went doink and he said that he was the one that killed it. And I was like, fuck all this shit. And then I left.
Does this mean that if Galen was a slightly more intelligent character, he could have saved us almost an hour worth of this movie and just gotten there, thrown the shit in the lake and been done with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rather than
if Ulrich had explained anything to Galen. Ulrich didn't tell Galen anything. He told
Hooch? No.
Hodge.
Hodge.
He told Hodge, and then Hodge almost died before he could pass the information on.
Told Hooch who confided in Turner, and then nothing got done because the fucker was crazy and talking to a dog.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. That would have made the movie. Is the movie better if Peter does the entire thing in his accent from Ghostbusters?
By far.
By far.
Yeah.
By far. This would have been a much
Every
more...
time he opened his mouth, I wanted it to be the guy from Ghostbusters. Oh, no.
And instead, what we got was the watered down version of the guy from Numbers. So.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, this is definitely, an early film for him.
It's his first film.
Was it his first film?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I didn't even bother looking to see if there was any other films that he had done prior to this.
It's at least his film debut, whether he was in something else, like TV otherwise.
I mean, he's been in a shitload since then, so I'm like rolling all the way down here. 1981, literally his first acting credit.
Yeah.
And then his next acting credit after this was Sophie's Choice.
Who saw him in this and was like, I know the man. I know the man that we need for this.
We need somebody that has the capability of just acting out a gut-wrenching scene.
Yeah. Oh, I know the guy. I saw this movie. It was great. He's going to be able to really turn this. He had so much emotion in Dragonslayer. I just know it. He's going to really crush this.
Ooh.
That must have been a crazy audition for him to go from this and then roll up and be like, I'm going to be in Sophie's Choice, y'all.
Here's my acting reel from Dragonslayer. And they're just looking at this like, tax write-off?
Yeah. Ian McDermott's in this during the Star Wars run because 1980 is Empire and 83 is Return of the Jedi.
Right, but I don't think the Emperor was part of the whole thing until Return of the Jedi, if I'm not mistaken.
Isn't he in Empire?
I think the Emperor doesn't show up until Return of the Jedi.
Oh, you're right, because the first time we see him, he's a hologram and he's like something weird. They were trying for something and it didn't work out. So he goes from this to being in Return of the Jedi.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think he needed a new kitchen or something? Did he need a new roof on his house? And he was like,
so he was doing
I
the
mean,
Michael Caine thing.
he-
Michael Caine took up that Jaws movie. Is like, I just needed a new wing on the house.
I know. I've seen him in interviews and it's hysterical. People are like, you know how bad that movie was? He's like, no, I've never seen it, but I've seen the house it bought my mom.
Exactly.
So,
About what movie?
Jaws 4, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
That is a terrible film. It is
Worse
Jaws 4.
or
bad.
better than Garbage Pail
There
Kids?
is a podcast
There's a
dedicated
reason why Garbage
only...
Pail Kids is currently our bottom.
It is. It is the rock bottom.
Yeah.
But did you know that there's a podcast dedicated specifically to shark movies? He only does
Yes.
shark movies. Bucket of
Yes.
Chum.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've listened. Yes. I
He does
can
some pretty
appreciate
funny
Bucket of
ones.
Chum. There's a lot of like there's one that I'd love to watch for this podcast. Amityville Shark Attack.
He started like right around when we did, and I keep waiting for him to run out of shark movies, and he has yet to run out of shark movies.
Oh, there
I am
are
so
many
impressed.
shark movies.
I am so
many.
impressed.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you ever get a chance to check out SRS Films, just go there to find any number of hundreds of just low budget, trashy shark movies. People are making them all the time.
I was trying to think of another movie that's like Dragonslayer, where it just felt like, not like I wasn't even interested enough in it to dislike it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's definitely like it's so bad, it's horrific. I like Garbage Pail Kids. I just want to rant about it anytime it ever pops up. And then there's it's so bad, it's entertaining. And then there's this weird sweet spot that I just discovered watching Dragonslayer, where it's like, it's so bad and uninteresting. I literally have already forgotten I watched it.
I feel like Dragonslayer, it's 1981. If I had actually watched this in 1981, that it might have had more of an effect on me than me watching it 3 times in a row now. Because I seem to hate it more every time I watched it.
I resent this
if we sat
more
down,
than I did last time.
If we sat down and did this podcast after the first watching, I definitely liked it a lot better and would have given it a higher rating. After the third watching and the subsequent dingle dangle that I got to watch, I was just done. I was like, yeah, nope.
Yeah.
Even with that little bit of nudity thrown in, nothing saved there.
I don't know. Maybe we tried watching this movie called Being Human with Robin Williams.
Being Human. Oh yes. Okay, I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's like him traveling. It's not even him. It's kind of like Cloud Atlas if Cloud Atlas didn't have any through line. It was just, what if Robin Williams was 4 different characters? And for some reason, we added a semi-humorous voiceover that doesn't really match the tone of the rest of the movie. And I think we made it to John Turturro. Isn't it John?
Yeah, John Turturro.
The Jesus. We made it to the Jesus being a Roman guy who has to kill himself. And he tries to get Robin Williams to kill himself first, or kill him and then kill himself, because he doesn't want to be the one who has to kill himself.
And he doesn't want to die alone. And
I was like, I'm 100% sure I'm done with this movie. And we just turned it off. And then there's like a weird humor. I can't even, you have to watch it to get what I'm saying. But apparently they did it without the voiceover. And everyone was like, I don't know what's happening. So they added the voiceover, which actually has nothing to do with the movie. It does not
help.
And it does not help. And it does not clarify anything. I don't know.
Just a little side note. My stomach just growled at high volume, and I watched the sound top out on my microphone.
Well, you leaned forward at the same time, so I wasn't sure, but I thought, you know what, that's fine, Chris. We're all friends here. So.
I didn't just like rip one. That sound literally was my stomach creaking like an old door in this movie. Sound effects we probably should have had.
Yes, I know. Was there even a Foley artist? I don't even remember.
I think that Peter McNicol was the Foley artist. It was just that drum in the thing, just the
Yeah,
entire
it's
film.
fine. Yeah, just
Here, we're gonna give you a few things. We can't afford a Foley artist, so Peter,
They gave
go
him a
for it.
pair of shoes and a violin bow, and they were like, "Figure it out, dude. I don't know what to tell you."
Make
and
some
then
noise.
make some noise. The crew was so short. Did you watch the credits?
Yes,
The credits were
were
so
sparse.
fucking short.
which
They were
made
so short.
I have to try to understand why they decided to hire the basketball player that played Tyrion for some reason. I don't think he was a basketball player, but this guy was sizably bigger than everybody else that they cast.
Yeah, because he's the only conflict. I mean, the dragon's there, but the dragon's not a bad guy. The dragon's just trying to eat lunch and stay in her lane, and people keep coming to try to kill her. And if they just gave her people that they didn't mind if they got eaten, then it wouldn't be such a big deal.
Yeah.
And then the other guy keeps showing up and just murdering people.
Just stopping people from getting healthcare.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the dragon is just cranky, old, and hungry, and you just happen to be the meal.
Right. And he's like, I'm going to go kill the dragon. And he's like, no, you're not. I'm going to kill you. But also, we're trying to find a solution. Okay, I think I can go kill the dragon. He's like, no, I have to stop you. Well, then just let the dragon kill him. Because he's like, you can't kill the dragon. He'll kill you. She'll kill you. Okay. Then
You're just going to make it angry.
He doesn't make a bargain until his daughter's on the line. Like, they've gone off to take his daughter for sacrifice, and the king is finally like, no, don't kill him. We need him. I need you to kill the dragon now. Please go. And I don't understand why there wasn't more conflict at the end of the movie, seeing as his daughter just walked off into the cave to be eaten anyway. He could have easily blamed it on this guy.
Yeah.
But no.
Because but I mean, he did try to save her, and she did not want to be saved. She was like, I will protect my people. And she ran into the cave and then got her foot bit off. I was like, is she really? Are you fucking serious right now? Because
she died that fast.
She died that fast, and they're literally already eating her right now on screen in this Disney movie?
Like cats. They start eating you before you get cold.
Like I said,
Disney?
This is dark, and there was a bit more gore in this than you would expect from Disney in the 80s.
Yes, I know. It reminded me of when they released Nightmare Before Christmas, and they were like, this is too difficult and dark for children. So they released it under the Touchstone Pictures.
Right.
Because that was their like adult branch. But this one, they were like, kids love dragons. This is fine. Kids love people getting eaten alive.
Sure. Was this PG?
Fine.
Was this considered a PG movie back then? This is a PG film.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
This was back before what was it? Gremlins that pushed the PG-13.
I feel like when we've wrapped up our Sword and Sorcery series, we need to do children's movies that are way more fucked up than you remember.
Coraline.
Yeah, The Brave Little Toaster.
Yep.
The Brave Little Toaster is some dark shit.
So maybe I'm wrong, but did anybody else feel like Ulrich, when he got resurrected, had a whole Gandalf the White moment?
He did. He was better dressed than when he died. And he had also shaved in the afterlife. And he had a weird snake thing on his hat. Who is this guy?
It looked like the poop emoji sitting on his head, but it was a snake. It had a snake head. It looked like a pile of shit until you got it at the right angle.
I mean, we've all been
there. You see the snake's head,
Who was this actor? This actor looked familiar, and he felt like he was acting in an entirely different movie from everybody else.
Ralph Richardson playing Ulrich. Ralph Richardson, let's see. He was in Time Bandits, Dr. Zhivago, Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan. He's been in quite a few things, but mostly back in the 80s. I believe he passed away quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rachel said a couple years after this after Dragonslayer came out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know I recognize him from Time Bandits. I don't 100% remember watching Greystoke. I know I watched it. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Watership Down, Jesus of Nazareth. There's a lot on here, but it's things that I'm never going to. Oh, That's where I recognize him from. He played the caterpillar in the 1972 version of Alice in Wonderland. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
Oh, maybe that's where I recognize his face from.
And he was also the crypt keeper in the original Tales from the Crypt back in 1972.
He kind of already looks like the Crypt Keeper. Like, I don't even think he needs makeup.
No, not at all.
No. I don't know what movie he thought he was in, but it wasn't this movie.
No, he's one of those people that just seem to be acting in something completely different. Or at the very least, he was given his instructions completely separate from the rest of the crew.
Yeah, or he wouldn't dial it down. That's what I'm saying. They were like, listen, guys, you're going to get paid, but this movie is designed to flop. So I just need you to just fucking show up, say your lines, and go home. And he was like, I don't have quit in my body. And they were like, then we will kill you and you will show up again later at the end. And he was like, okay. Like,
I still get paid the same amount?
I still get paid the same? Okay, cool. I don't have to actually walk all that far? Fine.
You get the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes, and those are the only important 5-minute segments of the movie.
Yeah.
And everything else in the middle is drivel. Just
right. Because he's the only one who's had any hope of ever defeating the dragon.
Exactly.
Right. Because Galen's bravely trying with his like toothpick spear thing that he takes.
What do you feel would have happened if the king had gotten frustrated trying to turn lead into gold and instead shattered the crystal because it wouldn't work for him?
Well, then I guess they'd just be waiting out the dragon dying, just like they'd already planned on doing.
Well, obviously, this was an explosive device meant to blow up the ashes.
Well, the ashes
or blow
were
up
the
him.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
detonator, and the ashes were the explosive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
would the ashes have exploded just the same as...
Well, no, because he needed to bring him back. So he needed to throw him in the
Did he
lake of
need to?
fire.
Because technically it's I want to say that what you had at the end was reconstituted wizard. Beforehand, you still have wizard.
He was dehydrated.
Magical ashes.
Yeah.
Are they really his ashes? Because I don't think they ground up the bones. So his bones are still back at his house.
Honey, I think we've gotten too deep here. I just don't think there's I don't fucking know. They didn't know how to end this movie, so they were like, what if the wizard didn't die?
Explosion.
We're just asking questions that would have been fun to have answered by the actual film itself.
I know. And
Yeah.
he can somehow summon a storm and an eclipse, but he can't just kill the dragon.
Right.
Okay, other food for thought. He can somehow summon a storm and an eclipse, but could not maybe levitate to the dragon?
Yeah, fly.
You know, something to
Teleport?
that nature. Teleport, something.
Lightning bolts. I don't know. We've got options that were not pick me up in your claw and then, aha, I blow up.
He has control over fire. He has control over the air, the earth, everything. He seems to have control of almost all the elements. And somehow lunar cycles at the same time, which is strange.
Yeah. And yet, he
And
cannot
yet.
kill the dragon.
No, to be able to kill the dragon, first we must burn me to ash, and then you need to have Hodge take me halfway, and then you take me the rest of the way. After it dawns on you at the very last second, oh, that's what he meant.
Right.
Because you were
And
already there in the middle of the flaming lake at one point.
Maybe he was just
Mhm.
trying to finish all the trophies, and one of them was blow up the dragon with yourself.
Well, you know when you're playing a video game, you're playing a video game and you go to an area and you spend a while there, and then you leave and you check and it's like, sorry, but this is only at 89% completion. And then you have to go back and figure out what you missed.
No, sir. When
That's what that felt like.
when I said you need to blow up the dragon, I literally meant you need to blow up
You.
the dragon. You.
You
are the
Personally.
explosive device.
your body.
This wizard
And
will
he can't blow
self-destruct in 5 seconds.
himself up. He can't blow himself up. He has to have Galen smash his crystal, unless he could have blown himself up, but he wanted to make sure Galen smashed the crystal first.
It's like I could blow myself up, but I want you to feel like you accomplished something here.
Yeah, I want you to
Yeah.
feel like you're a part of this.
Because I think I might have misspoken when I said I had a vision and it had something to do with you. I mean, it really
Oh, yeah.
didn't.
Doesn't he envision his death
Yeah, he sees
at
the
the
whole
beginning? Yeah, he's like, well, I know how this ends.
I've seen
Cool,
something that
cool.
involves you. What is it? Don't worry about it.
This is exactly how I feel like I would react to an apocalyptic situation. Like, if you showed me, like, the world has ended, there's nothing but zombies, civilization has collapsed, I'd be the one that's like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not struggling for the rest of my life for just to have more time. I'm not running around trying to find food and ammo and trying to find a safe place and getting shot at by stupid people. That's not going to be me. I'm just going to be done. And I feel like Ulrich and I are on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if magic is going away and as soon as I kill
Well,
this dragon, it's going to be the last fantasy creature in the world, then I think I'm ready to go too.
sure. Sure, because then what's the use of me being around?
Right. What am I going to do? Levitate shit?
Because it seems like this dragon has already been fed several other wizards prior to this.
Oh, it eats like 7 people in this movie. Like, it eats the lady at the beginning, it eats the princess.
Well,
Weren't they sending one every 6 months?
he inquires
Yeah,
of
a lady, but he mentions several other wizards have tried to take this thing down.
Oh.
they're all dead. They've been eaten. Oh,
Well,
okay.
Because he's suggesting alternatives. He's like, why don't you go see this wizard or this wizard? They're like, dragon already ate him.
So
yeah, he's
technically,
like
you're our last resort.
joke's on you, I'm still gonna die killing the dragon. I'm just gonna do it with
You'll never fucking
style.
bug me again.
Die or somehow is resurrected as a white horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I think we really stretched this as far as we could with
We did a good job, I think.
Yay us.
Good us.
better than the source material deserved.
I'm ready for some half-naked men. What's our next movie?
I actually think that our next movie after this is supposed to be Conan, but I could be fully mistaken. I see. You should have told me to have that up before I started this poll.
Pop quiz.
Because I think that shortly after this film, because this is 1981, I believe. Shortly after this was the original Conan the Barbarian.
Yes, I think you're
So
right.
I'm going to say Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah,
and,
it's 82, so Conan would be next.
I will backtrack
Yes!
if there was. Oh, wait, did we try to throw fire and ice in there as well? Was that prior
But I
to
think
this?
that's later. I think Song of Fire and Ice.
No.
We will not be reading a George R.R. Martin. It's 1983 is
Okay.
Fire and Ice.
So that's post.
So that's going to be after Conan.
Sounds good to me. How would
Yes.
you rate this on a scale from 1 to 10?
3.
I feel
3.
like it's not on the scale because that would imply that I had paid enough, that I had been like interested enough to have an
It has
opinion
to
about
at
it.
least be on the scale unless you consider this worse than having watched Garbage Pail Kids.
It's not. Nothing is worse than having
Okay.
watched Garbage Pail
It
Kids.
at least has to be on the scale then.
I love that
And
you
you
sent
did
me an
finish it.
ad. You sent me an ad for Garbage Pail Kids in HD, and I was like, I would rather die. I would rather die than watch the Snot Kid in high definition.
Of all the things that
That's a punishment.
did not need a 4K remake,
Why? How? Who was like, this movie is so popular, this shit's gonna sell like hotcakes. People are gonna want to watch the alligator nightmare puppet child eat eyeballs out of a lunchbox in 4K.
I mean, the costumes themselves as Garbage Pail Kids were creative, but
Yes.
nothing that they did with them was. I don't even want to talk about this.
They're nightmare children. Nightmare, Chris. I'm gonna get okay. I'll give it a rating.
Okay.
I'll give it a rating. So I'm with Matt. It's like a 3.5. It's not as bad as Garbage Pail.
We finished it.
We finished it. We forgot we
But then
finished
we
it.
forgot we
We went
finished
back
it.
and watched it, and we were like, "Shit! I think we already watched this." And it was so forgettable. It's not even memorable enough to be bad, but it's bad enough. When you're in it and you're watching it, it's an unpleasant experience. So I'm going to give it a 3.
So, if you had talked to me after my first watch, I would have given it about a 5.5. Honestly, after my first watch, I wasn't terribly disappointed with it. It wasn't a great movie. It's nothing that I'm going to go back to watching. It's nothing that I am going to curse at having spent $5 to watch. That being said, after having watched it for the third time and now having both the ass and dangle of Mr. Peter McNicol stuck in my head, I'm probably going to rate it about a 2.5 at best. Just
Yeah.
I don't think that I even sat down and watched this with my very disinterested son. He was just like, I could not get him off his phone. There's nothing going on. It's thank you for watching it with me. Yeah, thank you.
It is the visual equivalent of watching somebody drag their fingernails down a chalkboard.
I would say no. I would say it is the visual equivalent of watching already dry paint dry. Because
or maybe
dry.
watching a really out of shape guy sweatily dig a hole.
Oh, so most of Instagram.
Which is what I thought happened before he caught up to Hodge later in the movie. But that's beside the point. I had no idea why his hair was wet and matted to him. Like, does he sweat that much?
I don't know. I love that they did nothing to his hair. They were like, beautiful, leave it. And his hair does not match what anybody else's has happening. Everybody else has like long fantasy hair, and he's like his usual hair.
But it was all disheveled too. Like, there's no reason for his hair to look that good back then.
No, it's so hydrated. What were you doing? Those are some hydrated curls, Peter. What kind of that's magic. To be able to maintain that in that setting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. No. I've got nothing else to say. It's
okay. I think it's good. We'll just leave it there.
It was a terrible film. I like to imagine that they rode off into the sunset and it wasn't the last dragon.
Yeah.
I like
that another dragon came and ate them. I like that ending.
Yeah.
I like to think that they killed the mother, and then somehow the father finally comes home after a long journey. Is like, where's my wife? Where's my kids? Fuck, now they're dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the entire they would have an entire sequel to the film, which is equally as boring, of just the father hunting them down through the countryside. And they're just a little bit ahead of it at all times. And that's all you see is just father flying, horse galloping. That's it. The entire movie.
It'd be like the Gamork in the Neverending Story.
Or the sequel is Reign of Fire.
Oh, it goes to sleep underground, and then later we dig him up in London.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a better movie.
It's been a while since that was Matthew McConaughey, right?
Matthew McConaughey, Gerard Butler.
Christian Bale.
That was some star-studded shit, and everybody shit all over that movie. Shit on that movie.
That was not as bad a movie as they made it.
It was not a bad
Good movie.
And then I saw somebody watch it, and they were like, guys, why does everybody hate this movie? It's a really good movie. And I was like, thank you. Yeah, I remember watching it and being like, oh, this was a really good movie.
I saw it in theaters.
And then everyone
when it
was
came
like,
out.
it was, you know what it was? It was in the middle of the big CGI backlash.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars Episode 1 had come out, and everyone was like, too far, George. Too far, because it was all CG, but it wasn't good CG. Like, it was not good CG. And then everyone was using CG because now it's cheaper, but it wasn't good because it was in that moment where CG was just not great. And they were using a ton of it. And so when it came out and they were CG dragons, which they're not even bad CG dragons,
Yeah,
people were like
CG dragons.
People were like, CG,
I think
I hate
just
this
on
shit.
principle.
The problem that we had with Star Wars in general, though, is they had also been completely. Everybody had been clamoring for like a re-release, like a DVD or DVD re-release of Star Wars back then.
Special editions,
and they kept getting the special editions where he CGI'd things in that should not have been in the movie
every time.
Yeah,
he replaced more scenes with CGI.
Like that god awful scene where they actually watched Jabba slithering across the ground.
Yeah,
which was terrible
with Han Solo. Oh, yes.
And then everybody I just want the original trilogy, the original footage on DVD. That's all I want. Never got it.
They did eventually.
They
'Cause
did.
I
It was a
owned them.
long. I was gonna say it was a long time afterwards.
It was a
so.
long
Yeah.
time, and they released them. It was a big deal because I went and bought them because that was the version I grew up on,
He milked
and
it.
so I went and bought those. Yeah, he did.
I think that they should have released a box set that had like all of the different versions that he had released
Just so you
of
could
each,
compare them.
just so you could compare like great movie,
Yep.
shitty,
And then
shittier.
he retconned episode 6, and he put Hayden Christensen in instead of Sebastian. I forget what his name is now, but the guy that they had play Vader.
Yeah.
Right.
They made it Hayden Christensen. I only watched 4, 5, and 6, so do not come at me for Star Wars trivia. I only watched the original trilogy.
I mean, don't come at me for Star Wars trivia anyway.
You watched one weekend in college.
Okay, I watched 1, 2, and 3.
You
like,
did
once.
a marathon. You watched all 6 movies.
Oh, that's commitment
And
right there.
You said at the end of all the movies, you were really cracked out. But you said
Hayden Christensen made a lot of sense when you'd been watching
in
Star
that
Wars for
moment,
18
when you had
hours or
binged
whatever.
all of them
I
in
was
a
like,
row.
I get it.
Kind of made sense.
But I
to
was
have Hayden
also
Christensen.
over tired. Very tired. Yeah.
That's a terrible binge, though.
Mm.
That's a lot of Star
Now
Wars
there's
in
just
one
so much
fell
Star
swoop.
Wars, I just couldn't.
I think the worst
Yeah.
binge I ever did was watching all of the unedited versions of Lord of the Rings back to back to
Oh, we
back.
did that. We did that.
That was painful. That was an entire day worth of
Oh, it's
Yeah.
all day.
I think it's 14 hours.
It's like where did
Something like that, yeah.
my friends go?
I know. Where did time go? Where
Right.
did the space go?
Like, why
Just
did I
floating in a
watch
void.
all of this?
Because they're good.
They are okay. I will agree.
Mhm.
The original series, yes.
Yeah, I could. My TED talk about those is long.
The Hobbit.
We still haven't
Movies,
watched the Hobbit movies.
Fuck the Hobbit.
We watched the first one.
Fuck the Hobbit.
I am happy though
We got the ick.
that he turned the Hobbit into 3 separate films rather than taking each individual book from the original set and turning each one into 3. Because imagine if he had gotten that idea in his head before he even got to the Hobbit, where he was like, I could make 3 movies out of each one of these books.
I'm glad he did not.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, if you're considering how long those movies actually were, he almost did.
He kind of did, but they are like a once in a generation cinematic achievement. And I will leave it there because that TED Talk is at least 3 hours long.
Yeah, considering what kind of things Peter Jackson was doing before that,
I don't know who was like, it's the same thing that got Peter McNicol hired for Sophie's Choice. They were like, you know that guy that did The Frighteners? I think he's got this. I
what
think
was
we
that
should
other-
hire him to do Lord of the
There
Rings.
was 2 other movies, Bad Taste, and I think The Willies that he did too, which were
Yeah.
really 2 really bad kind of.
I like The Frighteners, though.
The Frighteners was good.
Frighteners. Yeah.
I did like The Frighteners. I think they said The Frighteners was supposed to originally be part of the Tales from the Crypt series.
Oh.
But they turned the script down for some reason, and then it got farmed out and was done that way instead.
Huh.
So we'll just leave you with that little bit of info. And
Trivia.
why don't you go ahead and tell our good friends at Cinematic Anarchy where they can find the Strange and Beautiful Book Club podcast?
Well, all of our podcasts are available on strangeandbeautiful.network. Of course, we stream everywhere you can stream podcasts, but if you want to figure out what we're currently up to, you can go there, or every once in a great while, I update Instagram. I can't make any promises, but it's kind of there. We're doing Dune for Strange and Beautiful Book Club. We're still in the middle of doing Babylon 5. And that pretty much sums it up. Keeps us busy.
Updating Instagram is a pain in the ass.
I hate it.
It auto posts to Blue Sky though.
Yes, it does. I do auto post to Blue Sky. So if you're on Blue Sky, you can see every time I post a new episode to anything.
I think I keep having to like post the videos out there every once in a while, but like I am not as current with the videos on Blue Sky as I am anything else. Like I'll get the little.
You are so on it with the videos. Every time you're like, I get a notification that's like, Chris wants you to collaborate on this video. And I'm like, hell yeah, he's doing all this work. I will piggyback on that. And Just add it. It shows up on my page.
I'm like trying to get like little snippets here and there. I think I'm gonna
Yeah, I
start
think it's good.
putting more of the little clips up on YouTube to try to get things
Get
moving a little
shorts.
bit over there, get
Mhm.
Yeah.
shorts. Uh, I'm getting some recommendations on how to use TikTok a little bit better from somebody that's probably about 25 years younger than me. It's like,
TikTok? You mean the robot from Return to Oz? That's the only experience I have with TikTok.
I miss that movie. But yeah, no, I definitely need to use my platforms a little bit better. And that one, he's giving me a little bit of extra information on. He's like, you know what you do is you go and find audio, like a really popular like audio, attach it to whatever you're putting there, and then turn the volume all the way down. So it's pushing it out to more people because like you have like audio that was used like several 100,000 times. It's going to push it out to
Oh.
people that are watching those clips that are attached to that audio.
Interesting.
So guess what I'm going to be trying this week?
Well, have fun. Let me know how it goes.
We shall see, because the audio that I've been using, I mean, who the hell was attaching Flash Gordon, the theme song to Flash Gordon, to anything?
Whatever. I don't even put hashtags on shit anymore. You're doing great. You are doing great, Chris.
Pat on the back. And you can find our podcast a lot of the places we were just talking about, YouTube, Spotify. You can find us pretty much anywhere you find podcasts, and some video podcasts as well. Outside of that, I've got literally nothing else to say. Hopefully, Conan the Barbarian is the exact movie that we're watching the next time, so I don't have to do some kind of correction in the middle of all this. But if it's not, I can just be like, hey, we fucked up. This is not the movie that we were supposed to watch. This is not the barbarian film you were looking for.
It's cinematic anarchy. You should expect a little chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in there.
That might be a good outro.
Mhm.
This is-
Expect a little chaos.
Yeah.
And remember, this is cinematic anarchy, so you should expect a little chaos.
Expect the unexpected.